前2時のタクシー濡れたアスファルトあなたの名前だけで胸がまたざわめくの忘れたいというほど忘れられない香り強がって隠すたび余計に近くなる戻れないことなら誰よりわかってるそれでも心だけまだ追いかけれてたシャドウハイ夜に揺れて触れられない距離のまま Fall in love もう戻れない強がりの隙間に残る Silence シャドウハイ夢の中であなたの声を探してる Don't you know 一人の夜にそっと滲んだラブソング街角のショーウィンドウ映るのは知らない私あの日の笑顔より少し大人びて見える愛し方一つずつ覚えてきたはずなのにあなたを思う夜はいつも初めて見 風の匂いがそっと昨日の気持ちをほどいて名前を呼べないまま胸の奥だけ熱くてすれ違った瞬間に未来の影が揺れて触れられない距離さえ今は愛しくて無限のラビリンスほどいてよ触れた指先まだ熱い目を閉じれば揺れる影あなたの声が呼んでる無限のラビリンス離さないで夜に溶けてく恋心戻れない今だけはそっと抱いて Don't let me go
What's up, guys? It's your boy HoshiWolf, or in this case, Hoshi. Oh God, this is my first time using my actual other title, Hoshi Howls Anime, because I'm going to be using this as the VOD for that channel as well. I'm starting a new channel up. This time around, as you can see based off the title, I am going to be doing a debate with the homie Hidden Mist over Kid Sasuke and Kid Kakashi. In this case, I am on the side of Kid Sasuke, and Mist is on the side of Kid Kakashi. Say what's up to the people at home, Mist.
Yo, how y'all doing?
So, this is just gonna be like a free flow. I have some notes that I'm not gonna lie, I just ended up slapping together because those are some things I noticed right away. But besides that, we're just gonna have a free-based conversation. We both have our own set of like our talking points, but for the most part, this is a free debate. This isn't like a, act one, act two. You get like, unless we, really want to make a point and we want to give ourselves a opportunity to talk, we will. But like I said, for the most part, it's a free debate. Miss, would you like to go first, or?
Well, before we begin, like, which versions of each character are we using? Like, for Kakashi, are we using before he got Obito Sharingan, after, or even when he killed Rin? Like, where are we going with that?
You know what? That's actually a really good question. So, I'm gonna say, because I feel like once Kakashi joined the Anbu, there's no way Kid Sasuke post-training exam stands a chance. I just don't. I wouldn't even want to debate that. That would be like way too much of a skill gap, even by Naruto standards. So I'm gonna say It's right before he became Anbu.
Oh, so we're giving him okay. So after he unalived Rin, all right, alrighty then.
Yeah. Because I don't think his. I mean, how much of a difference is it between his Let me also turn my music down because it's probably loud as F on in the video. What is the difference between him and when he got
First got the Sharingan?
Yeah, versus right before he killed Rin.
Well, when he killed Rin, he went from a 2-tomo to a 3-tomo to a MS right off the bat. Now, granted, he can't use the MS at this point, but that's still a 3-tomo he has.
I must say he hadn't killed Rin yet. He didn't get the 3-tomo yet. Because if he has 3-tomo, I think.
Oh, you mean right before he killed Rin? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he stuck at 2. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like if he had 3, I think that I don't know. I don't know if I'd give him that. But yeah, so right before he kills Rin, he has the 2-tomo. He's had the Sharingan for a little bit. Kid Sasuke, he just. I'm gonna say this is post Tsunade arc.
So you want him
Sasuke
right
arc.
after he wakes up from the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Tsutomu Kakashi versus Sasuke fresh out the hospital. Okay, so we'll just replace him with Naruto in this case.
Yeah, so I do have the 2 chapters for the Curse Mark level 2 and the Final Valley. You guys, you could just scratch that out because I feel like that's just not necessary. What's up, Darks? Guys, if you haven't peeped or if I haven't said it yet, we are doing this on my on Kaizen Kuma's Discord. We're on the debate stage. So we're gonna get audience members. We may have some call-ins, we may have some people joining. Doesn't matter. More power to them. I would love to hear anybody add to the debate because I love getting different perspectives. But Miss, before we start, any other points you wanted to address before we get into it so we can make sure that we don't have any confusion on who we're talking about?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to know which versions we were doing. Just so there's no, just wanted to know which versions.
Okay. So, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. You have the stage. You got the stage, man.
Okay, so being that I'm repping Kakashi, I think generally speaking that, at least in their current versions, that Kakashi has the overwhelming advantage in just experience for one, versatility. Let's see, and probably even intellect and strategy as well, and just overall just shinobi mastery, and just probably has an overall better resume than Sasuke at this point, especially since, like, you see Kakashi in the war, he's fighting obvious stone ninja Jonin, he's trained by Minato. Like, at this point, Kakashi should just be at a way higher level than Sasuke is. And he's already a Jonin at the age that Sasuke is probably at best only considered a Chunin. In fact, you even see the Chunin exam proctor Genma, who was also one of the 4th Hokage's bodyguards, say, yeah, Sasuke, you're Chunin level. So this is like directly after Sasuke fights Gaara and it's interrupted for the Konoha Crush arc. So Sasuke at this point in the story is at best considered Chunin. We don't know if it's high tier, mid tier, low tier, but yeah, we'll just say Chunin. Meanwhile, Kakashi at age 6 is already Chunin rank. Then fast forward to age 12 or 13, he's already viewed as Jonin. You even have Minato in the Kanabi Bridge mission saying, you know what, Kakashi, I'll let you lead this mission for the time being. And I think that says a lot that someone of Minato's caliber and skill views Kakashi as someone capable to lead a mission, especially during a whole war. So I'll just let that be my opening statement.
So I actually want to hit on that part about you saying that Kakashi becoming actual was it tuning, or it was a tuning at 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that in itself is more so about just physical ability, like actual ability, rather than just mental ability. Because I feel like he in itself was just someone who, don't get me wrong, he could overperform. I'm not even gonna sit here and like try to lie or cap whatever, but he was somebody who just had physical based prowess. He didn't really have that mental fortitude, and part of the reason is because he literally lost his father, Sakumo, during the flashback that's showcased in chapter 240. So he really didn't have the mindset of somebody who was a Jonin. He just had the abilities of a Jonin. And I say that that's important because that actually impacts the way you act in a lot of different situations and be able to make good decision making. Compared to Sasuke, who, even though Sasuke had a lot of, baggage, trauma, whatever you want to call it, he still, at the very least, was thinking about his team. It took Kakashi up until the point of him literally losing Obito. And oh god, what chapter was that? I forget what chapter.
I think that's 243 or 44. It was in the 240s, very early 240s.
You said 240s?
Yeah, because that's when the Kakashi Gaiden takes place.
So he dies around the 240s, right? Specifically the volume 27. So he dies at chapter 243. So we have this
44.
character 244. Okay, thank you. We have this character who dies at chapter 244, who's caused Kakashi to finally become a more mature individual, somebody who actually is able to not only think of teamwork, but also be somebody who's just a more well-rounded individual, because he's able to really understand that like there's more to life than just rules and regulations. And I know we all know that the reason he did that is because his father unalived himself due to the shinobi code, or at least his lack of following the shinobi code and not following the rules, and the pressures that came from having people ostracized and judge him and all that. But I bring this all up to say, Kakashi, even though he had the Jonin based abilities during the chapters of I think I said, what? I had it earlier. I'm sorry. I got to bring it back up.
You said 244?
244. He didn't have the mentality of an actual Jonin, or even the full-fledged experience of a Jonin as a leader until after Obito's death. Sasuke, frame 1, despite all his issues, was able to actually be a leader. He showed leadership when he was fighting Haku with Naruto. Frame 1, before Naruto did his idiotic move and trapped himself in the ice mirrors, he literally said, "This is great. Naruto can attack from the outside of the ice mirrors, and I can attack from inside the ice mirrors, and we can actually become somebody who's, a team who's capable of beating this high-ranked ninja." Sasuke didn't even think about, I've got to go by the rules, or I got to do... He literally thought about how himself and his team could utilize each other's best abilities and like work together. Kakashi all the time, frame 1, would just go in headstrong with no kind of plan, showcase like literally in the Kakashi Gaiden after the part 1 in volume 27, where he literally just did a lightning blade frame 1 and didn't even think about the repercussions of his actions, how it would affect his teammates, anything of the sort. His mental fortitude just wasn't there. So even if he had the abilities, I just think that Sasuke had a much more well put together, more well-rounded kind of mental state, even though he had a lot of trauma. I mean, they both had trauma, but I feel like at least with Sasuke's case, he always thought about the team, especially after his whole thing with Naruto in the Zabuza fight when they were trying to rescue Kakashi. I think after that, he started having a much more like universal teamwork-based mindset. Another point I want to make is that there seems to be kind of like a disconnect between Kakashi's age and becoming a Chunin and the story itself, because we see in the data book, I think it was the first or second data book, that Kakashi is told to be a Chunin at the age of 6. But in later on in the manga chapter where Obito has his flashback, I don't know if you remember the chapter that he has his flashback.
So I
Uh,
think that's after his mask is taken off. So that has to be in the late five
I want to say that was
hundreds.
599. I think that's chapter 599 where he actually has his flashback and he fights my guy. Because I know one of the things that we were talking about earlier is before this debate even started was how my guy and fighting Kakashi was insane. Kakashi was 6 years old fighting a taijutsu my guy. But the thing that I'm kind of confused on, and that seems like a retcon, is that you have Kakashi be at 6 years old. It says so in the data book, becoming a Chunin. But then you have Kakashi and my guy be the same age. The issue is where my guy comes into play. My guy, based off the data book, doesn't become a tuning until the age of 11. But they were still fighting each other, and they're the same age. Because I looked it up. Both of them were around the same age of part one, only like 1 year apart. So there's some kind of like retcon here, or like discrepancy happening within the chapters, or the data books, or something of the sort. Because you can't have Kakashi be age 6, becoming a Chunin, fighting Mike Guy, who's 11, but then later on literally say they're 1 year apart. That makes no sense. So there's kind of a discrepancy there. So I don't know if
I
you want to
mean,
apply that or.
couldn't couldn't Kakashi have fought Mike Guy at the age of 6? Guy fails the tuning exam, Kakashi passes.
No, I'm saying, but the thing is that my guy first took the tuning exams at the age of 11. He didn't take the tuning exams at
Oh.
6. He fought Kakashi, who was 6 years old, at 11. They weren't the same age. But then when you have the actual data book showcasing their age, they're the same age, if not 1 year apart at most. So I'm kind of confused on like what's going on here. There seems to be like a mishap happening. Like I don't know where. Like I don't know if Kishimoto just forgot the age, or if I'm misreading something. But it seems like there's a disconnect between ages. I'm gonna give it to you because both the data book and I think on several occasions, people literally noted that Kakashi became a Chunin at 6 years old. But I kind of want to have it be with a grain of salt because it just seems as if, yeah, chapter 239, he becomes a Chunin at age 6. And it's literally stated in dialogue, but we see that they're the same age, himself and my guy. But they're not the same age because my guy was 11 when he fought him. So I'm kind of confused here. I don't know if you have any points for that or if that's just.
Yeah. I might give up the whole age part, but I think my general point is that if you take Sasuke and Kakashi at the same age, which I think Sasuke was actually 13 when he fought Gar, but whatever. Kakashi was just had a far better resume at the same point. That's my point.
And I feel like I don't know if I agree with that because up until the point of him fighting in the Chunin exams, if we compare both Kakashi and Sasuke, Kakashi, he was fighting like what was he? Who was he fighting? He was fighting like up until
The
the point
Stone
of.
Ninja Jones. If we're talking about when he got up until when he got the Sharingan, he was fighting those Stone Ninja Jonin and the Kakashi guy.
No,
He
I'm
actually
saying
even killed one of them at the end.
so yeah, he kills an elite hidden stone ninja using Chidori at 12 in chapter 242. Iowa Jonin, I think that's how you say it, Iowa Jonin. But I feel like Sasuke was literally fighting Jonin at the same age. When he fought oh my god, he fought the oh good lord, Zabuza's assassins by himself. I mean, before Kakashi stepped in, but still, the fact that he was able to frame one react and be able to like disengage both of them.
Oh,
And
you
they're
mean
both
I
Jonin.
think what are those guys' names? The Demon Brothers. Yes.
Yeah, and they were they were way above getting level, way above. Like
No, actually they were tuning.
they were Chunin. Okay, still Chunin that were trained by Zabuza to be assassins and kill silently. And Sasuke frame one immediately reacted and disengaged both of them And honestly, if I'm being completely transparent, I feel like he would have beat them with very little to no effort. So we have that happening very early on in Sasuke's career, and this is just a Sasuke who had never left the village, had never fought a Chunin before, who had never had any type of combat with someone of higher level before, and he immediately was able to disengage them. That speaks volumes about his prowess. Now, obviously, it wasn't a Jonin, but that actually leads into my next point. We have Sasuke, who later on fights Zabuza. Now, he obviously was teamwork with Naruto, so I'm not going to give him a full, type of, he did it one-on-one. I'm not going to say that. But for his ability to do, like, mid-air accuracy with the Shuriken, Shadow Clone Jutsu, have battlefield awareness with Naruto being able to immediately understand what Naruto was doing without any kind of prompt. He just immediately just understood it, and then was able to also combo himself with Naruto's Shadow Clone diversion. Crazy. That takes a very high level of battle IQ. That's not something a Genin is able to do. That's like tuning, if not high tuning level of like battle IQ. Then you have a couple with the Land of Arc, where he fought Haku in like chapter 25, and he awakens his two-tome Sharingan, and he's able to track Haku's high-speed ice mirrors. Now, I don't know if you are where you're at in terms of how you felt about Haku's ice mirrors, because I've seen so many different variations of like points being made. Like some people say Haku's ice mirrors are like light speed. Other people have just said it's like just speed of sound. Some people have said I don't know. I don't know where it would land. I've seen very numerous debates. But I'm not gonna lie. I think Haku's ice mirrors are like literally almost borderline instantaneous. Like they're almost light speed. I don't think they're there. But I don't think they're at light speed, but I think they're like a very high level of speed that is not known to be able to be reacted to by a Genin. I'm gonna say that. Because Haku's an assassin. He's not just some normal ninja. And even Kakashi said himself in the post fight when Naruto and Sasuke actually got him rescued, he literally said after Haku fake killed Zabuza, there are people who are stronger than even me. And the manga literally directed its attention towards Haku, which is its indirect way of saying Haku was as good as as Kakashi was at his age, if not better. So you have Sasuke fighting a Haku who literally is indirectly being told by Kakashi is a better ninja than he was when he was his age, fighting by himself and actually reacting to very high levels of speed, which is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think that I'm just trying to build my rapport here with, my rap with what Sasuke's capabilities are. Even the fact that in like chapter 24 to 27, he's like reacting faster than Naruto. And Naruto obviously isn't like light speed in any way, shape, or form, but Naruto's not a slow character by any means necessary. And then he's able to take a lot of hits from the needles in chapter 27 to rescue Naruto, even after being like battle deprived. Being very weak, being like very unhealthy. Like he was very tired, harmed. He couldn't do much of anything else, but he was able to react that quickly. And he just awakened his Sharingan. Like that was his first ever Sharingan. And he was able to utilize it immediately. It wasn't like a situation with Sarada where he had to like kind of learn how to use it. He immediately learned how to like react with it. And did it, and like Haku literally stated in the fight while he was protecting Naruto that he was like learning at an insane pace. So you have Sasuke at a battle IQ that's insane at a young age before he even got to fight tuning. You have him awakening his Gekkei Genkai and being able to immediately utilize it. Then you have him being able to react to borderline light speed attacks. I'm not going to say it's light speed, I'm going to say borderline. And then be able to also coordinate his attacks with somebody he just kind of started getting a relationship with without any kind of prompting. That's crazy. And he has the mentality of thinking like a person who actually is a team player, not someone who just thinks head first like Kakashi was when Kakashi was his age. Because he's thinking about, oh, how do we beat each other? How do we beat this opponent as a team? Now, I also want to hit on the Chunin exams where he fought Orochimaru too. He was able to endure Orochimaru's literal killing intent, something that most Genin would have either collapsed or died from. Because eventually, if he didn't react to it, Orochimaru was actually going to kill him. So that was in chapter 49, he was able to do that, which is an insane feat in itself. I think that basically puts him at a... I'm going to give him this. I would say that's a Jonin level kind of reaction. To be able to react to a literal legendary Sannin killing intent and be able to have enough mental fortitude to stab yourself to get the pain, to be able to react to it, that's a Jonin level to me. That's a Jonin level feat. I don't know. What do you think, Miss?
I don't think that's as much as a Jonin level feat as much as it has to do with willpower.
I don't know, man, because I don't think a lot of Jonin would be able to react in that situation. I mean, I don't think a lot of Genin or Chunin would be able to react to that level of killing intent from a war veteran legendary Sannin. That's insane. And Sasuke did this at 12 years old. I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. I feel like that's at least a Jonin level. Because I don't see a lot of Genin or Chunin being able to endure Orochimaru's bloodlust and have them imagine their deaths and then still be able to react right away. And be able to actually carry somebody and run away with a person in their arms. That's a lot. That to me is a mental fortitude of a Jonin. And I'm talking about mental fortitude. What?
If we're already talking about someone that witnessed the murder of their own clan, I mean,
yeah, but I still feel like that's different. I feel like witnessing a murder of somebody is definitely traumatic, but having to face somebody whose literal killing intent is from a war veteran legendary ninja, they're two different things. In my eyes. That's like a completely different ball game. Like, you're actually fighting an actual monster who can like one-shot you at any moment. And they show you their literal killing intent. And you actually are able to react to it. And you're 12 years old and you have, like I said, up until this point, you haven't had a lot of exposure to this type of... Actually, no, I don't think Sasuke's never ever fought an opponent to that level before. Like, he fought Lee, he fought Haku. Zabuza is definitely not at Orochimaru's level. We're not even gonna get that into a conversation. So he's able to, first time ever exposure, react to somebody of that caliber. I think that's a Jonin level feat to me, or a very high level Chunin. I'll say a high level Chunin type of feat, in my opinion. Maybe not Jonin, but definitely a high Chunin. But I've been talking a lot too. I want to give you a chance to say your part next, because I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Okay, so to counter one of your Sharingan points, the fact that Kakashi was given given Obito Sharingan, and then was immediately able to put it to use and take out the Jonin that just incapacitated I'll say unalived Obito at this point.
Yeah.
Air quote.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a lot more impressive than anything Sasuke did with Haku, simply because, one, Kakashi isn't a Uchiha, so, again, he wouldn't know the toll it would take on his body, nor is it native to his DNA, so it would be a lot more difficult. It should be a lot more difficult for him to even use the Sharingan, which we see as an adult that it clearly is difficult for him to use it. For whatever reason. Yeah, and the fact that oh my God, Kakashi immediately is able to take down a full-fledged elite Jonin I mean,
But
that's better than simply hanging with somebody who's Jonin or above. That's better than just simply being able to react or hang with a character who's Jonin level. Because that means Kakashi's able to get the job done.
But up until that point, Kakashi had already been fighting a lot. Like, he should have enough battle experience to be able to fight ninja like that without the Sharingan.
I mean, you can have battle experience, but we're talking about having the actual ability to do it.
I don't know. I feel like with all the fighting he's done up until this point, like, he's fought, like you said, with his ability to be able to be a Chunin at 6, him fighting these Jonin, being able to beat them isn't much of a feat because he should be able to do that regardless. He's fought Minato, like you said, trained with them. He's fought in the war for a while at this point. And he's been, you know, somebody who's been considered a literal prodigy since he was a literal infant. Not infant, that's not true. Not infant, but like at the age of 5. He graduated the academy at the age of 5. So he's clearly a genius. And even Minato calls him a genius. So it's not that out of a thing for him to beat Jonin when he has all these things backing him to be able to do that. That's something he should be able to do regardless.
An elite Jonin, though?
Yes. He graduated the academy at 5. He literally was called a genius by Minato, who's already a genius in itself. He already was basically a battle leader by the age of 6 because he became a Chunin in chapter 239, and then became a Jonin at age 12 in chapter 240. At that point, he'd been fighting a lot of people, and he had been in a war. Like, he did his first mission in the war, but he had already up until this point been in battles. So I don't think it's that much of a feat for him to beat an elite Jonin when he's literally been considered a genius by another genius and has been in battlefields since the youngest age of 5. Not 5, but 6. That's not that much of a feat. That's to be expected.
Okay, that's fair. Although the reason he needed the Sharingan to take out those stone ninja was mainly because he was trying to use the Chidori, and before he had the Sharingan, he couldn't use the Chidori properly.
Yeah, he really couldn't. And that's when he was like, I need something to help me keep up with my speed. And that's when he got the Sharingan. But no, I definitely feel like Kakashi, I'm not going to sit here and say the Kakashi ability to use the Sharingan wasn't viable. It was actually very viable. And didn't he, how many ninja did he take out? Again?
He took out that one stone. I think his name was Coca, whatever his name. The dude with the spiky hair.
The dude with the spiky hair?
Yeah. The dude with the spiky hair in 244. I think he was the elite Jonin I was talking about this whole time.
Because I know there's 2 characters I wasn't sure.
He was fighting, who else? I think him and Obito beat up that, what was that? That big dude. What was his name?
Wait, are you sure that he fought Emilia in chapter 243? I don't think
who immediately?
Kakashi. I don't
The
think.
spike?
Wait, because I gotta look up the chapter now. I don't know if he fought immediately. Actually, wait, why am I looking at the chapter? I have the actual book.
He killed the spiky hair dude in 244.
Yeah, but he did that after he passed out, I thought.
No, the spiky hair dude, he took out the spiky hair dude, then, and the spiky hair dude passed out, or well, probably died, not even passed out.
He died, yeah, he definitely.
Because we never saw him again after that. And then he started firing up a Chidori because he was about to try to fight all those stone ninja. Then Kakashi was knocked out.
Yeah, and he was knocked out due to his fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that, I mean, that's a feat, but he still passed out kind of very shortly after. Which, I guess you could give him a feat because most people, I guess, would immediately pass out right after getting a Sharingan. So the fact that he was able to do that right after is a feat, but I don't know if I'd consider it an insane enough feat for him to match up with Sasuke, who has both Sharingans, and even though he has a bloodline, is still able to maintain it while fighting Haku by himself and be battle drained. I don't know.
Well, you're putting fatigue on top of this isn't your native to your DNA or body.
That's true. But even with the Sharingan that he got immediately after and he's able to use it, I just don't know if he'd be able to match up his abilities with the Sharingan with Sasuke's abilities with the Sharingan. I think it gives Kakashi amp for sure, but I don't know if it'd be enough to be able to match him up with Sasuke, who's able to not only predict people's movements, but be able to actually copy their jutsus just like Kakashi is able to. Or at least even get to the point where he's able to read their hand signs and know exactly what kind of element of a jutsu it is. I don't think Kakashi was even up until that point able to do that. And we don't even see that when he fights the oh god, what are the ninja that were fighting that were trying to get Rin because she had the
They're all stone ninja.
Stone Ninja.
Stone ninja.
I don't think he showed anything that proved anything of a feat for him utilizing the Sharingan after he got it. I mean, he utilized. Okay, let me backtrack. He utilized it to the best of his ability for somebody who didn't have the genes or genetics to be able to actually have it. But I don't think because of his abilities with the Sharingan, for a person who isn't born with it, would be able to match up with Sasuke, who's born with it and is able to utilize it much better. And we've seen it on numerous occasions where he's utilized much better. Every time I see Kakashi use a Sharingan, he's copying another ninja jutsu. That's cool. Sasuke did the same thing. Sasuke could do the same thing, but even better. He could read the color of people's chakra, and well, that's actually Shippuden, so let me not go that far. But he's at least able to predict characters' movements to such a high degree that he's able to make a counterattack. In Naruto, at least in the volume 27, and I would say by extension, the chapter that shows Kakashi right before he kills Rin, there's never a moment of him being showcased using the Sharingan to that level, that degree. So even after time passes where he has Sharingan and he makes it part of his, arsenal, he doesn't have the same type of, or same level of ability that Sasuke has with his Sharingan. And I think that actually plays a detriment to Kakashi because without the Sharingan, he actually has a larger chakra pool. So you have a character who has something that isn't really utilized to the best ability by him, and he's losing something that he actually would benefit a lot more with, which is chakra, because chakra is literally one of the most essential things in a Naruto ninja battle. So that's one of my main points, though, or that's one of the points I really wanted to draw home. And also I want to hit on the curse mark. So the curse mark to me, I think actually is a nerf. I think it kind of low-key nerfs Sasuke because it was so erratic that it didn't really get to be used properly until after he got to stage 2, where he had them seal him in the bin. So I don't really want to use the curse mark unless it's like a very life or death situation battle and he's like forcing it out. But even then, like whenever he uses it, he immediately passes out or he's
incapacitated.
So
he wasn't even using it in the tuning exams because the minute it came out during Gar, he was done.
Yeah, so I don't even want to use the curse mark as a feat because to me that doesn't even count. The only time Sasuke ever used the curse mark that was showcasing some level of a power amp or a feat was when he literally first woke up after getting it. So I don't even want to count that. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna take that off the board in terms of like a part of his arsenal because it was so erratic that it wouldn't even be helpful. It would be just more detrimental. And I think that was proven even further when Kakashi literally said after his fight in the Chunin exams preliminaries, hey, we need to seal this joint. Which he does eventually seal. But I just don't want to count it. I don't think it's something that would be beneficial to the argument, at least on my side. She did master Chidori in 2.5 months, which is a feat I think I really want to draw home, because that is something that's insane, because that means he not only learned nature energy, which I think takes people a lot longer than most to do, because I don't think a lot of Genin were able to do that. And even going based off that actual point I'm making now, the fact that Sasuke was able to use both... Excuse me. I'm sorry. The fact that he was able to use both Fire Style and Lightning Style Jutsu at such a young age. And I think, doesn't Kakashi literally say, like, Chunin and above are only able to do that?
Yeah, I think being able to use 2 chakra natures, like either Chunin or Jonin level feat. I forget which of the 2.
So he's able to do this, once again, not a Chunin yet. Hasn't even been in the competition yet. He's still just training with Kakashi, and Kakashi's literally saying you being able to use both of these abilities, it's something that is insanely difficult to do. Like, you would have to be a very high level to do this. And I want to really put that out. Like, not only does that show Sasuke's just innate talent, but that also shows how Sasuke is such a quick learner. Like, his ability to pick up how to do things is insane. And I know part of it is because of the Sharingan, because the Sharingan literally gave him the ability to practice taijutsu that he's observed from Lee, like, one time. I think, yeah, because he only fought Lee once, and he didn't see Lee's fight, because Sasuke's fight was, I think, the first fight in the actual preliminaries. So the fact that he's able to see a move, immediately copy it, or be able to copy it, like, after seeing it only one time, and then be able to use that training that he got from seeing a move that he copied for a jutsu that he shouldn't be able to learn for years, is an insane feat. Now, I know that Kakashi invented the lightning blade, and that's a feat in itself, but I think the fact that you have somebody who's not only training themselves to go with speed that's way above their level, but then also being able to use their Sharingan to the degree, like I said earlier, that is more proficient than Kakashi, and then be able to use a second chakra element, that's unheard of. That he did that in 2 months. That's insane.
A month.
A
2
month.
months. That was a month. Yeah.
Month. That's, which proves my point even further, actually. So, wait, I'm sorry. I'm checking the comments. But yeah. And then for him to go as far as to damage Gaara, who up until this point has been unable to take any type of damage whatsoever, even from somebody who literally self-exploded themselves with a body full of paper bombs, which would take out most people, shows how deadly Sasuke has become at that point. And then on top of that, being able to react to Gaara's sand to such a high speed that like sand can't keep up like it did when Gaara fought Lee, shows just how fast Sasuke is now. And I want to say that I don't think Kakashi had ever shown that level of feat. I think he's fast now. He's fast because he needs to be in order to use Lightning Blade, but there's never been in any manga panel, even at least when I'm looking at volume 27, of him going that level of speed, where he's going like windmill circles around somebody that is making a dust cloud. I don't know. I'm gonna stop here and let you go.
Okay. So a couple problems with your Chidori points is one, I don't think it's more impressive to learn and master a jutsu versus creating it from purely scratch. Because
Okay.
you'd have to come up with the idea, first of all, and then apply it. That's the first problem. Like, Kakashi, up to that point, because Chidori was his take on the Rasengan with the change in chakra nature. So
Yeah.
Kakashi would have first had to learn the Rasengan from Minato and then do something that even Minato couldn't do. Obviously, Kakashi failed. But in turn, he was able to create a brand new jutsu of his own. So, yeah, like creating a jutsu is a lot harder than simply mastering it, especially if you're being taught the jutsu from the person who created it in the first place. So, there's that.
Okay.
And second, you mentioned how he was able to damage Gara. Part of the problem with that is Chidori is lightning style, and if I remember correctly, Gara's sand is at least partially earth style, so Sasuke is already using something that would be plus on Gara's sand in the first place. So even if you put Kakashi in the same situation, it probably would still hurt Gara as much. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I don't know because we don't have any way to measure their Chidori uh I guess damage power
Yeah, I
potency.
see what you're saying. Um, I think narrative wise, and I know I'm going the narrative route, and it sounds like a cop out, but I think narrative wise, the fact that he was able to do that while no other gaming was able to do that up until this point shows that that's like honestly a insane feat though, because I think we had literally Gara stop. We had Gara literally being able to block most of everyone's attacks, even the other ninjas from other villages who were doing insane jutsus attacks, and then and the only person that was able to actually damage him was Lee, and Lee wasn't even like breaking through his guard. He was just going so fast that his guard couldn't keep up. So we don't really even see a scenario where we have a base Lee fighting Gara with that level of shielding, because Gara literally shielded himself so hard that it literally made Sasuke's knuckles bleed. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. I understand that he definitely had a plus on his side because lightning style is strong against earth style, but I still feel like not only narrative wise, but also just up until that point, showcase wise, Gara's defenses were just insane. There was nothing that was able to penetrate it. Like you literally had characters who couldn't do anything to it, and then the one character that did do something against Gara only did it because he literally went faster than his sand was able to react, not because he was able to break through his armor, which he never actually ended up doing because Gara literally said the armor's protecting me, or not Gara, Kankuro, because Kankuro was watching from the stands. So yeah, I think still, even with the amp that comes from the lightning style, because it's strong against his earth style sand, it still proves that there's some type of feat being placed there to some degree. And I think that's even further exemplified when he fights Gara again in the forest. They didn't. I don't think they give it his outside the village. I don't know if they ever give an exact location name for that, but where he was able to do the Chidori against Gara first form, in his first form evolved, because he did it once when he had the arm, and then he did it again when he got the arm and a tail. And I'm assuming that sand was as strong as the sand that he was using to shield himself, if not stronger, because he's literally making the sand stronger and stronger. And he even does, and to even prove that point, he literally uses sand to crush Sakura against a tree, and nothing's able to break through it. But Sasuke Chidori is able to do that with ease. Now, I will say he was at his peak in terms of mental amp, because he was, thinking of Itachi, but I still think that doesn't make much of a difference, because still, the fact that he's able to break stage 1 Jinchuriki sand armor is an insane feat to do for somebody who that shouldn't have that level of power at that time or at that point. But that's.
I mean, again, that's kind of goes back to my first point about Kakashi creating the Chidori in the first place, because, like I said, the Chidori is a failed Rasengan, so with a lightning twist.
Yeah.
So basically, take everything you know about the Rasengan, keep that in mind, then add a lightning twist to it. Then you're taking it someone who basically's whole style was just Earth style. And then we've seen what the Rasengan can do in later volumes of Naruto. Like, you see Naruto destroy the water tower. You see Jiraiya pretty much put a hole through a tree or blow someone away into another tent. You've seen the damage a Rasengan can do. Like, it completely took out Kabuto. Like, he couldn't get up after that.
But I feel like that's unfair to compare Kakashi feat with a Rasengan, or possibility with a Rasengan in the change of chakra nature, to a literal Jinchuriki and a legendary Sani. That's kind of like comparing somebody who has a gun to somebody who has a cannon versus somebody who has a sniper. They're like very different levels. Like, Naruto's Rasengan would not be as powerful as it is if he didn't have the Nine-Tailed Fox chakra reserve in him. The Rasengan is only strong with Jiraiya because he's literally a legendary Sannin. Not just because, but he's a legendary Sannin. He literally helped to further develop the Rasengan and make it his own. And he's been fighting for years with being able to use chakra control to such a point that he's able to do the feats that you just said earlier. Kakashi using Rasengan, I don't think would be able to do that level of damage. Not at least on Naruto scale. Nor do I think it would be able to have the level of chakra control and precise damage on Jiraiya scale. So I don't know if that would match. I feel like that's kind of making an unfair comparison.
I don't know. Kakashi would have to have a fairly good level of chakra control to even master the jutsu in the first place.
Oh no, he does.
And then to add your own lightning nature.
He does. I think, I'm not saying he doesn't have a good. You have to have a good chakra control to use Rasengan. That's literally part of the basis to use the actual jutsu. I'm just saying that I don't think it's fair to have a comparison of him saying, like, since he has his ability to do these things and be able to change the chakra nature and showcase how strong he is with this jutsu, I don't think it's fair to say that when you're comparing him and that same jutsu with a Jinchuriki who literally is known to be an explosive demon, no pun intended, like literally, and is able to do insane damage because of his Nine-Tailed chakra reserves. And then a war veteran who's literally to such a level that he's chakra control is like to a needle through a thread level of precision. I don't think that's fair comparison for Kakashi. I feel like that'd be like kind of crazy. I think he has good chakra control, but I just don't think the argument you're making is fair for Kakashi in terms of comparison between the two who are still using the same jutsu as him. That's like,
I mean, it's not really as much about the Rasengan as it is. I'm saying, like, the Chidori is in essence a Rasengan with a lightning twist. Yeah. So when you're using it against someone who, like Gaara, is strictly an Earth style techniques, you're basically throwing kryptonite at Superman.
I'm dead.
That is why every time Sasuke hit Gaara with the Chidori, it was screaming in pain. And the first time he hit Gaara with it, it was blood, extreme screaming with pain. Like, Sasuke was the only person at that time in Naruto who was able to get Gaara in both fronts. He was able to outspeed the sand and hit Gaara hard. Lee was only able to do one of those things. Outspeed Gaara. He wasn't hitting Gaara hard enough even with the gates, because as you can see, he hit Gaara and then the sand just cushioned him completely to the point where he could just crush Lee's body afterward.
But
Get up.
But shouldn't that show that Sasuke that's a Sasuke feat, not a I feel like that should be a plus for Sasuke's feat, because even if you use a lightning style jutsu, that doesn't guarantee your ability to be able to overpower the jutsu that you're going against that could be considered with a weakness against it. Because Gaara is literally using Jinchuriki sand. This isn't like a random ninja who's using earth style jutsu. This is literally the sand Jinchuriki. I feel like that would be a harder or tougher type time to be able to destroy or break apart than just a regular ninja who's using maybe sand style here or there, or is using earth style. You're literally fighting the embodiment of a sand demon. I think that's a feat, in my opinion. But that's just me. I genuinely think that that's a feat, to be able to do that to somebody of that caliber. This isn't some random guy. I also want to just finish off with, in general, we don't see a lot of Kakashi's arsenal. We know that he knows Rasengan, which is great. But once again, going back to my previous point, Kakashi's Rasengan, we don't know how impactful it is. We can assume it's powerful. I'm assuming it's powerful, but I don't think it's Naruto's level of power. And I don't think it's Jiraiya's level of precision. So I don't think it's going to be able to do the amount of damage against Sasuke as you think it would. I think it would actually clash and possibly be a little bit stronger, but I don't think it'd be doing water tank blowing up levels of damage like Naruto. Or being able to be precise where it's literally just breaking apart Sasuke's hand. Like it would with, maybe Jiraiya. But I think also in general, we don't see a lot of Kakashi's jutsus. All we see is Chidori, or Lightning Blade to be more precise. We don't see another jutsu until he's an adult. I don't think we ever saw him use a fire style jutsu or water style. We assume based off word of mouth that, since he's a copycat ninja, that he's able to use other jutsus, but I'm taking word of mouth. And I feel like that's not really helping his argument. I don't think there's a single manga panel of him pre-adult that shows him doing a different jutsu. At least not in volume 27. There's not showing it, and I don't think it shows in 599 either. So you have this character who's definitely a prodigy because he graduated at 6. He's a strong guy. He's a genius based off the saying of Minato, who we know is a genius, and we see the feats of being a genius. But we don't see much else of his abilities in terms of jutsu variety or taijutsu style. Because like I said, I don't even know if I want to count the Might Guy part. Because Might Guy, literally, they're the same age, but then they're not. I'm going to say that his taijutsu is amazing because he's able to fight Might Guy in general. Because Might Guy is a demon. But Sasuke is in the same kind of category because he's able to do the same thing Lee was doing. And Lee was doing things ahead of Might Guy at a younger age. I don't think Might Guy, if my memory remembers correctly, I don't think Might Guy was going to the levels of gates that Lee was able to do. So you got this character who's literally fighting the same kind of way as a base Lee, making spinning tornadoes, being able to then also anticipate people's moves with his Sharingan and be able to copy people's moves to such a minute detail that he's able to just learn how to do their exact movements after a month of training when that person took years of their life to learn. And then be able to fight ninjas that he shouldn't be able to even touch at the age of 12. Zabuza, Haku, Gaara. I will count on Orochimaru because Orochimaru was kind of playing with him. So I'm going to give him half of that. Keep it a buck. But he shouldn't be able to touch any of them.
So was Haku.
Haku, I feel like he actually, once he learned that Sasuke was like using Sharingan, he was actually shocked. He was like he was like astounded. Like he was like, you're actually keeping up with me. Up until that point, I would say Haku maybe was, no, I'm not going to say maybe. He was holding back, 100%. Kakashi even said that after the fight. He said Haku was holding back. But I think in that brief moment where Sasuke unlocked his Sharingan, I don't think Haku was holding back. He literally said, I have to take him out now. He's a threat. If he keeps going, he's going to actually, like, he's dangerous. So up until that point, he was playing, but then after he saw the Sharingan was able to keep up with him and able to react to him, he said, nah, we're not playing no more. And he actually started taking it serious. So even there, Sasuke was a prodigy in itself because he's fighting dudes he shouldn't even be able to touch or even make scared. Kakashi was in a war. I'm not saying he wasn't, so he's a veteran. To say he's not would be a lie, and I feel like that would be disingenuous to his combat ability. But once again, I don't see him doing any feats that are to the level of Sasuke, his taijutsu, his Sharingan prowess, or his ability to just think off the wall. I don't know. He's a genius in the sense of being able to learn jutsus, being able to utilize jutsus, being able to utilize the Sharingan that he got. But he got a Sharingan, fought the ninja, beat him. A ninja that I'm not surprised he beat because, like you said earlier, he's a prodigy, and then passed out shortly after. So, I think he's a genius, but I just don't. There's nothing in his arsenal that stands out to me. Because Sasuke literally does the exact same thing Kakashi does, but in my opinion, better. The only thing Kakashi has going for him that's outside of Sasuke's range of or scope of ability is just his experience, and that would be Kakashi's greatest asset. And even then, Kakashi's asset of being an experienced fighter kind of pushes him to be, how do I put this? I think he's a very experienced fighter, but I don't think he thinks outside the box like Sasuke does. I don't think he's done it like Sasuke when he fought Orochimaru. He was doing effing wire moves. He was catching this man with a shuriken style jutsus. He was doing taijutsu that he learned off the rip from just seeing Lee one time in the tuning exam preliminaries. Kakashi does not like showcase any type of off the wall type of just in the moment fighting. He's a veteran, he's experienced, but he doesn't have that kind of creativity, at least from what I've seen.
Inventing an entire jutsu from scratch isn't creativity?
Okay, it is creativity. He is creativity, but he did it on accident. That was an accident. He didn't even try to do that. But I'll give you that. He was creative. But I'm talking like overall. Kakashi's a genius in terms of using jutsus and being able to learn jutsus. But I don't think as an overall well-rounded fighter, I don't think he beats Sasuke because Sasuke just has too much going for him. We don't see his jutsu variety. We don't see him beating him in taijutsu, except for him in the sense of experience. But even then, like I said, Sasuke thinks so off the wall using crazy ish that he's just learned from the Sharingan usage or from the Shuriken wire ish. That's like, even then, I feel like Kakashi would be like, yo, what is this guy on? And he doesn't show anything that would be up to the level of taijutsu besides the feat that he had when he fought my guy. But then, like I said, I'm not even sure if I want to give it that because the data book says he's tuning at 6 and he fought my guy in the tuning exams and won, but then they say they're the same age, so I'm like, there's a discrepancy here, so I'm not even sure how far of a believability I want to give it. Also a team player. He was somebody who was already ahead of the curve maturity and like mentality wise in comparison to Kakashi, who took literally longer than he should have to be able to have that mentality, even though he was both a tuning and a jonin way before Sasuke. And lastly, Sasuke just does, in my opinion, everything better than Kakashi. His taijutsu is better. There's no feat that Kakashi has shown that's able to keep up with the speed of Sasuke. There's no feat that's shown that shows that he is a variety in jutsu. We see in dialogue by word of mouth that Kakashi knows a lot of jutsu by that point, but we don't see any. He doesn't start using jutsus until he's an adult. Up until that point, though, Sasuke was completely different. He was at the other end of the spectrum. He was able to do fire style Phoenix Fire jutsu, Fire Style Dragon Flame Jutsu, Fire Style Fireball Jutsu, Chidori. He was able to also use the, oh my god, what was that jutsu called? Transformation Jutsu. I mean, obviously Kakashi could do it too. I'm not saying he didn't. But once again, Sasuke was able to showcase these abilities. Kakashi never once showcased these. So I don't know what he can do. I don't know his capability. If Kakashi did a water style jutsu, then I'd be like, all right, you know what? Kakashi got him in that regard. Then I'd be like, all right, I could shut down an argument, but we don't see anything that he could do. We can only hear about word of mouth and what we see in the volume 27 and chapter 5599, where he's fighting somebody and we don't see any other jutsus besides Lightning Blade, and we already know the precursor to it, the Rasengan. That's it. That's all we ever see him use. Everything else is he's just using a blade. That's it. And he has a weaker Sharingan than Sasuke ever had. Which, I mean, is not fair to Kakashi's argument, because Kakashi's literally using a thing that's not made for him, but that's a detriment to him. He's fighting a guy who has a Sharingan that's literally proving that both Sharingans and having the genes is better than having a Sharingan in one eye and not having the genes. Because Sasuke could do literally everything Sharingan-wise better than Kakashi ever could. So yeah, those are my points.
I think, let's see, all my points. I think overall, Kakashi's experience is going to carry him a lot in these fights, just simply because there are things Sasuke definitely hasn't seen at this point in the series. Like, he's fought, what? We'll say Haku's Jonin level. Assumption, or if we're going to put a rank on it.
I'm going to give him low Jonin, high Chunin.
Because Kage would be gassing it.
No, Kage would be insane.
Saying he fought Orochimaru is air quotes.
Yeah, I agree.
And then he fought Gaara. So up to this point, he's fought maybe 4 opponents that are Chunin, Jonin, or above. Okay. Whereas Kakashi's fought, who knows? I think even in the Kakashi Gaiden, there's more than 4 Jonin. He's been fighting alongside Obito, Minato, and Rin. And then that isn't even counting missions that we haven't seen him on. So we could assume hundreds, if not thousands, of ninjas he's encountered or fought in terms of experience. Then just off the fact that Kakashi has shown that level of like mastery and just ability to hang with high level combatants, even without the Sharingan, that kind of says even if he has a weaker Sharingan than Sasuke, he'd still be able to hang with Sasuke regardless. The only thing he wouldn't be able to really do is use his Chidori, which, I mean, Sasuke really can't use Chidori here either, because the minute he attempts to, it's not like Kakashi's not going to know what he's doing. So it's really a stalemate for either one of them. So they're going to have to rely on other stuff. And then, yeah, it's just really Kakashi's experience is going to carry him in this fight, because it's just so vast in comparison to Sasuke's. Like, there are a lot of things Sasuke wouldn't have been able to see at this point in the series. Like, he's only had, what, 4 or 5 instances dealing with a Jonin level combatant versus hundreds of thousands.
No, I definitely feel like if it was a asset of Kakashi that really drew him to be the victor of the fight, it'd be his experience. But I just feel like my only thing is that because we don't visually see anything that shows that he's leagues above Sasuke, it's just hard to have the believability of it. If there is a manga panel,
only one of them's on record killing a Jonin or higher level opponent.
I'm dead.
Only one of them, and it's not Sasuke.
I'm dead. I'm gonna say this. I can change my perspective to the degree of I think Kakashi, because of experience, would beat Sasuke but I feel like Sasuke would have a much better chance than I think you and a lot of other people would say. I think Sasuke has a lot riding on him in terms of just all he has ability-wise that I think would close the gap. Not to the degree of maybe winning the fight, but a lot more to the degree of putting Kakashi in a position where he's like, oh, I actually can lose. So I can.
So you're saying this is like a mid-high difficulty?
I think I would say mid-high difficulty. I think if Sasuke fought Kakashi, it would be a high. It would be he would have to have a high diff. It'd be a high diff for him. Probably one of the highest diffs, if I'm being honest. Solely because of Kakashi's battle experience.
I say mid because mostly because of Sasuke being an Uchiha. Like, there's nothing Sasuke does that we can realistically say Kakashi wouldn't be able to do other than his Sharingan feats.
Which makes a big difference. Because
Like,
Sharingan
again,
kind of carries Sasuke, let's be honest.
Whereas it doesn't carry Kakashi.
Yeah,
other than
actually, it's a
Chidori.
hindrance. It's a harmful thing, if anything else. Because once he uses it, he's drained. He's tired.
Because, like I said with the Chidori, there's no reason to believe Kakashi wouldn't be able to damage Gaara the exact same way.
Oh no, he would. He would damage. He would definitely damage Gaara. I hope it didn't seem like I was saying he wouldn't be able to do that. He would 100% be able to do that, especially as someone who created the jutsu. I don't think there's a doubt in my mind he'd be able to damage Gaara because he literally practices jutsu and he's the one that's used it the most. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like as a whole, I'm gonna give Kakashi more benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna say Sasuke fighting Kakashi would be a high diff for him, solely because of all the experience that he has in combat. Comparison to Sasuke, who's maybe fought some ninjas here or there, but hasn't fought the levels of ninjas on the consistency basis that Kakashi has. I'll give you that. That I can't argue. Experience is so important in the ninja world. You need it to be able to know how to do things. So, I definitely feel like it's a high diff for Sasuke. It may be a mid diff for Kakashi, if maybe. I say mid diff.
Mid's fair.
I say mid for Kakashi. But I think, like you said, but I also think Sasuke, every time he fights somebody to the death, he gets a mental amp because he thinks of Itachi every time.
He wasn't thinking of Itachi when he fought Lee, or I think that only matters if he's in a serious life or death battle, like Orochimaru, Gaara. Oh, you want them fighting to the death? Oh, we didn't say that part in the beginning.
Oh no, I mean, like, I'm saying, like, in the battle where he's. Okay, so I guess if it's just a friendly match, I would say it's still a high diff for Sasuke. If it's to the death, I'm gonna say it's a medium to high diff for Sasuke, just because every time he fights him to the death, he thinks of Itachi and he gets a mental amp out the wazoo every time.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly say Lee was friendly, because Lee was high key trying to put Sasuke down.
Well, I don't know. He was trying to kill him.
I don't know. He could have with the primary Lotus. Even Guy was like, "Yo, you're not supposed to be doing all that." Like, chill out. You're not supposed to be doing all that. That's forbidden.
Literally punched him and everything. Oh my god, that's funny. I forgot that happened. I forgot he punched Lee. Oh man. So yeah, I can meet at the middle and say if it was a friendly match, Sasuke would have to do a high diff. Kakashi would be mid diff. If it was a fight to the death, I truly believe it'd be mid diff for both parties, just because Sasuke's ability to have a mental amp every time he fights to the death because he thinks of Itachi. And every time he does that, he starts doing Kobe-ish. Where he starts passing himself the basketball off the backboard like, what you on? Type B.
Like, the biggest flaw for Kakashi here is just we don't see things.
Yes, that's his biggest flaw. We don't see what
a lot of it's assumptions.
Yeah, or word of mouth. And the best word of mouth that we have for Kakashi is literally Minato, who says he's a genius. But once again, it can only go so far because we don't see the feats of him being a genius. In the manga, at least.
Well, other than him creating a jutsu and mastering a Rasengan.
Which is the genius. That takes a genius level to be able to change your chakra nature for something that you didn't even intend to do. It's an accident, but still, that's kind of a genius accident to be able to do that and then utilize it and then make it an S-rank jutsu.
That only he knows.
That only he knows.
Up to that point.
Yeah. So that's genius level. But I don't think that transfers automatically to a one-to-one combat. That just shows him being a genius in like the conventional sense, not the battle sense. I mean, it does because he made a jutsu to use in battle, but it doesn't show him in the battle sense of like him doing feats in a fight. That's what I'm saying. So yeah. But guys, I think this is where I'm gonna end it. It's already an hour and 23 minutes. I'm gonna edit this like a mother effer. So I'm gonna end it here, so I don't edit it too much. Or I might just upload it. This may just be a VOD and just may upload it like this. That's actually, I think I'm gonna do it like that. If you what?
I was about to say, like, why edit it?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I changed my mind. I thought about it. I said, no, let me not do that. But if you like this kind of content, if you like these kind of videos, please sub to the Hoshi House anime channel. If you like video game content, if you want to see games that are, I'm not gonna say similar to Storm, but video games in general that are playable. Yes, I said that. Check out HoshiWolf. I make video game sometimes introspectives, as you call it, or updates on games that I'm interested in. I also just talk about video games in general. And I just do streams sometimes where I play video games with the homies. We just talk about randomish like this with Mist or Kaizen and them. So if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like button, sub, comment, notification bell, ding ding ding. And if you want to keep watching my stuff, please tune in. No one's gonna bite. You're safe. Yeah, but without further ado, appreciate your time. Appreciate you, Miss, coming out, doing this debate.
Yep.
But yeah, catch y'all later.